Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Our dear Hailey is adapting well. She's playing ball with Dragon Man. She ate her food, drank water, asked to go outside to go to the toilet, and spent the morning at Dragon Man's feet while he was doing his schoolwork. She was a little bothered by Mr. Birdie at first, but I spoke to her only once, and she has since been ignoring the birds. Such a good girl. And although she's active and playful, she's very, very obedient and lovable and just loves snuggles and hugs as well. We are amazed that she took to her collar immediately, and she's very, very protective of her blanket and new ball. Okay, guys, before we move on to the gossip and other things, I first want to talk to you about one of my favorite royals, Princess Anne. This is an absolutely amazing woman. To celebrate the Queen's Jubilee, 70-year-old Anne has traveled 25,000 miles on a commercial airline with only one member of her office staff, her private secretary, Charles Davies, and her husband, Timothy Lawrence. She also stayed in a £185 suite or hotel room per night, packed her own suitcase, and did her own hair and makeup. But to further amaze us, she spent the entire day last Thursday on engagements in Liverpool, flew back to London per helicopter, and boarded a commercial flight to Sydney at Heathrow. It was a non-stop flight which landed in Australia at 5 a.m. and at 9:30 she had her first engagement, an audience with the Governor of New South Wales, and then she spent the rest of the day from 11:30 until 6:30 at the Royal Agricultural Society's Easter show. And that's not all. That very same evening, she and her husband attended a dinner where she was the guest of honor. The rest of the weekend was equally busy. However, on Tuesday, she packed in 8 engagements before flying home. Now, how admirable is this woman? No dresser, no hairdresser, no assistants, just her private secretary and husband, and then she even arrived at each event appropriately dressed and neat, not a hair out of place, not a wrinkle in sight, no labels hanging from her clothes, absolutely nothing. Dear, dear Princess Anne, what a gem, a true royal gem. And then there is the news that Prince Charles is now also taking to Twitter to showcase his charitable work. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I always thought that charity is something you do behind the scenes. But so far, it appears as if the account is mostly promoting environmental affairs. So let's wait and see what direction it will take before we start criticizing. What is, however, ticking me off is that the Dawn media is again making it all about Meghan and Harry. According to the newspapers, Charles took a leaf out of Harry and Meghan's book by launching this Twitter page. What absolute nonsense! Harry and Meghan have not been part of the working royals for nearly 2 years now, and the Cambridges had social media pages for ages. I don't know whether the media wants to ensure that we dislike or hate Meghan and Harry even more by constantly making everything about them, or whether the media bosses are so dumb that they think we'll get desensitized and just accept Harry and Meghan's vitriol. Because surely no one could think that this nonsense will endear them to us. Okay, folks, now talking about endearing and popularity and all those things, we know Meghan is slightly delusional and have delusions of grandeur. And I'm wondering what it will take to open her eyes to the fact that she is losing friends, contacts, and popularity faster than one can say snap. We have now seen some of Meghan's supposedly closest buddies at a number of events these last few months. Remember how Meghan described Serena Williams as one of her closest pals, and how she even left Archie at home at only a few weeks or months old and flew to New York to watch Serena play in the US Open. Yet now we have seen Serena and Chrissy Teigen at a Mother's Day event in Miami. We have seen Serena and her family at the Oscars. We have seen Serena at Brooklyn Beckham's wedding. But we have not seen her buddy Meghan at any of these events. Just think about that for a moment. Harry and Meghan both know the Beckhams. William and Harry had known the Beckhams for years, yet William and Catherine received an invitation, but Harry and Meghan not. I'm sure David and Victoria knew that William and Catherine would decline the invitation, as it is a busy year with the Queen's Jubilee and everything else going on. But I think by extending an invitation to the Cambridges and not the Harkles, the Beckhams made sure to show where their loyalties lie. And now we are hearing that the royal family of the Netherlands will not entertain the Harkles either. And of course, there's no reason for them to. But if that doesn't prove to the Harkles that they are no longer royals, then absolutely nothing will. The next brilliant question comes up by it being made known in the media that Harry and Meghan's private guards will not be allowed to carry weapons in Holland. Yet, not a word from Harry and Meghan, as they are due to leave for Holland any day now. So what does this tell us? It tells us that this whole BS story about Harry not being able to attend Prince Philip's memorial due to security concerns was just that. Utter BS nonsense, call it what you will. With all the royals attending from all over the world, the security around Westminster Abbey was probably tighter than a spinster's you know what. Okay, and just to make a quick U-turn in our usual material, what the heck is going on with Princess Charlene of Monaco? Goodness, first she was stuck in South Africa due to a severe ear, nose and throat infection, or so they said. Well, actually we do know that most of that was true, as she received treatment and a minor operation for something in that region. But for it to stop her returning to Monaco for so long, for nearly 6 months, if not more, I truly find that hard to believe, particularly because her children are still so young. However, once she returned to Monaco, I don't think she even stayed for 2 weeks before she was off again to somewhere, and according to Prince Albert, she was receiving treatment at a facility outside Monaco. Anyway, then last month we were informed that she was returning home and would continue her recovery at home. Yet since her return, we continued to see Albert alone. And now it has come out that she was seen boarding a plane in Nice, France, on the 21st of March. Now, what the heck is going on? I sincerely doubt it is still the effects of an ear, nose, and throat infection, and nor do I believe her condition is still due to exhaustion. I know that some things are private, but it is also not really all that cool being lied to. So, what do you think? Is her condition perhaps more serious than we are led to believe? We did indeed see her with one side of her head shaved just over a year ago, remember? Or do you think there are marital problems? Do you think the Principality of Monaco should rather tell the truth, whatever it is? Or do you think it is none of our business? I personally feel they should rather tell the truth, even if they leave out the finer details. I understand them not telling the truth is probably to protect the children, but for how long can they protect the children if and when they are the offspring of public figures? Anyway, guys, that's just something else to ponder. We'll continue our chats about royalty and other things again tomorrow. So until we meet again on the next video, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.